Hello and welcome to another episode of Blackstone Painting. Today we're going to be continuing our journey through the Blackstone Fortress, and we're going to be painting some guy in a weird helmet and some little naked monsters. Because monsters don't need clothes. In the grim darkness of the far future, monsters don't need clothes. The more you know. So I'm doing all the characters from the set the same. I'm going to give them a spray of Wraithbone. I'm going to give them a wash of a homemade black wash, and then I'm going to dry brush them again with white, just to give a little bit more depth and something. It seems to help the speed paints having an undercolor almost. So let's keep going. So first thing we're going to do is we're going to take Magos Purple. We're going to scratch some of that off, and Hive Dweller Purple, and we're going to mix a little bit of that together and do his pants and his robe. And we're going to take some Leviton blue and some High Lord blue, and we're going to do the inside of his robe. So his robe ended up looking really patchy, the purple. So I took the hexed lichen and I'm going to do some light dry brushing on all the purple. Also, as it turns out, if you know how big of a fan I am of Hot Orange and Sun Yellow, it turns out I love Hex Lichen. I think, yep, it's my favorite purple. I love it. I think it just looks great. I'm going to grab some Gravelord Gray and I'm going to do his gloves. I'm also going to do the staff of his cane. Next, I'm going to take some black craft paint and I'm going to put a little scribbles on here like it looks like writing. I could have been more careful doing this. I could have been, but I wasn't. Not even a little bit. Next, I'm going to take some Skeleton Horde, and that is going to go on where we just did the writing. It's also going to go on this, I think they call it a purity seal on the back. Next, I'm going to take some Dwarven Gold here, and this is going to go on, yep, all the metal. Every little bit. Helmet, shoulder pads, backpack breathing apparatus, backaratus, Burt Backaratus. Oh, I don't think even people know who Burt Baccarat is anymore. I will apologize right now for the focus in this video. I don't know why. Some of it just it wouldn't focus. I think the camera hated how ridiculous his helmet looked and decided it wasn't going to film enough of it. Next, I'm going to grab some hardened leather, and that's going to be for his boots. His little booties sticking out from under his fancy man cloak. It's also going to be for the holster he has. I'm going to take some old copper and I'm going to fill in a little details here as well, just on some random metal bits. I'm going to take some Slaughter Red and just put it on the purity seal back here. I'm also going to go back in with some gold and fix up the cane. I'm going to take some Reichland Flesh Shade and some Caribird Crimson. I'm going to mix that together, and that is going to go on all the metal. Next, I'm going to take some hot orange, and I'm going to use that on his eyeball lenses things. His lenses. Then I will do the base on this gentleman because he's pretty much done. I will set him aside and I'll grab the Ghouls. Ghouls. Naked monsters. Same process as we did on everybody else. Spray, wash, dry brush. For the Ghouls, we are going to work as quickly as we can because we're going to be mixing colors on the miniature, so that's called wet blending. It's pretty easy to do with the speed paints and the contrast paints, so come on. So we are going to mix together some Aethermatic blue and some Highlord blue. When that's still wet on the miniature, we're going to get some Magos purple and we're going to put that on the hands. So the blue mix is going all over the skin, but we're going to leave the hands and the feet white for now. So again, this is one of those things that we kind of want to be doing really quickly because we don't want the paint to dry before we start using that purple. So we're just going to slam it on there. We're not going to be too concerned about coverage. If it pools, it pools. They're weirdo monsters. So before that blue dries, we're going to take our Magos purple here and we're just going to put it on the hands and the feet. Slowly sort of mixing it in. Once both colors are on there, I'm going to slowly feather the edges of the colors to try to mix them together better to create a better transition. After that is all dry, I'll take some bone white and I will use this on their teeth. Then I will do the base, and these guys are done. So we go to Corval here. He turned out really cool. I added some gold onto the little design on his cape. I don't actually think I showed that. But all in all, I mean, he's a fairly simple miniature. There's not a lot going on. Well, he's got a lot going on, but he's not very dynamic. Not a dynamic pose, but he turned out really cool. Then we go to the Ghouls. These guys turned out really neat and really easy to paint. They're super fast. You can do all 4 of them in like 2 minutes, but really cool, really neat little miniatures. They're disgusting and horrible and, of course, naked. So these were some fun miniatures to paint. I really enjoyed it. The Ghouls turned out really good. Are you guys using the contrast or speed paints for any sort of wet blending? They do it really well. If so, let me know in the comments below. Again, guys, thanks so much for watching. Like, share, subscribe, comment, all that stuff, and have a great day. Bye. Give them a wash of a homemade black wash. Next, I'm going to take some... I'm going to take some cheap craft black paint. Black craft paint. Black craft paint. Black craft. Broken.